Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome to WWTA News. Thank you for stopping by for another episode. We've got some articles to get through. Hope you find value in these articles. Now let's jump right in. JP Morgan, they're using blockchain for 24/7 dollar transfers with Indian banks. JP Morgan, they bout that blockchain. The banking giant has partnered with 6 major Indian banks to introduce a blockchain-based platform enabling interbank settlement of U.S. dollar transactions, Bloomberg reports. The participating banks include HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Axis Bank, Yes Bank, Indusland Bank, and JP Morgan's own banking unit at Gujarat International Finance, Tech City, or Gift City. The blockchain project aims to expand the capacity of the existing settlement system, JP Morgan's senior country officer Kulkarni said. According to the exec, the platform will allow the bank to process instant transactions 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. I'm willing to bank on that. Sounds familiar? I know it does. It goes on to say, under the current interbank settlement system, transactions could take up to several hours. Additionally, settlement is not available on Saturdays or Sundays or public holidays. JP Morgan's blockchain pilot will remove this barrier, Kulkarni claimed. Going on to say, by leveraging blockchain technology to facilitate transactions on a 24/7 basis, processing is instantaneous, and enables Gift City banks to support their own time zoned and operating hours. Look, man, this can run all the time. You ain't got to wait for something to open and close. Nah, this runs 24/7. This is blockchain, right? Interesting. And JP Morgan, who obviously, like most banks, are going to have to exist in this space, so they're going to take advantage of it. Hey, look, brace yourselves for a dramatic shift in the global financial ecosystem. Global central banks abandon the United States dollar for glittering gold, the great gold rush. Interesting, huh? Let's see what's going on. As the sun sets really on the once mighty U.S. dollar, a new era looms ahead. An era of glittering gold. Recent data suggests that the kings of currency, the central banks, are diversifying their reserves away from the United States dollar and veering towards gold. Brace yourself for a dramatic shift in the global financial ecosystem as we unpack this enthralling seismic shift in monetary strategies. Every country's been de-dollarizing. Every country, they're all getting out of the dollar. They're all tired of the U.S. hegemony and sanctions and all these other things. All the countries are tired. They're tired of it. They're done. They're so tired and done with it. So they're collecting gold and making sure that they're financially good to no longer conduct business with that U.S. dollar. Interesting. According to the World Gold Council, nearly a quarter of all central banks are preparing to hedge against the U.S. dollar. Wait, back up. According to the World Gold Council, nearly a quarter of all central banks are preparing to hedge against the United States dollar by stockpiling more gold. That's right. That's what you heard. They not playing around. Everybody is trying to back away from the dollar. And that's a whole, wow. What's the possibilities of what can happen from such a shift, such as the one we're about to see unfold? So it goes on to say these harbingers of physical policy are getting cold feet, it seems. The dollar, the erstwhile bedrock of their reserves, now elicits growing pessimism, right? Everybody says, oh, yeah, the dollar will never go anywhere. It'll never fall. It's what the world moves on, right? Well, the world's trying to do something different. Following an unprecedented surge in central bank gold buying, the survey reveals that 24% of these institutions plan to increase their holdings over the next year. And the backdrop to this gold rush, a profound disillusionment with the United States dollar. Like everybody's saying, the United States dollar is only backed by debt. That's why they have bonds. So everybody's sitting there saying that, like, if the only thing that gives the dollar value is the fact that it's an IOU and there's people working to pay back the IOU, hence you get the bonds, like, there really isn't anything backing it up. It's really, I mean, come on, right? It's really nothing. You can't use oil. Everybody's got oil, right? You don't even have enough to back, right? You start talking about gross domestic product, debtclock.org, you can check these things out. So it's like, the only thing we got going in this country is the fact that, yeah, we printed the money, but we, the people who have been getting these loans, have to pay it back. Now, the Treasury, being, the one that has to keep record of the dollars or the IOU notes, that the system works within the system. Outside the system, we've had a lot of bonuses for using the system outside of this innate inside system. So I guess that's coming to an end, and we'll just have to see how the system exists within just the system, right? Anyways, so it says, but the plot thickens. The central bank's outlook for the golden metal shines brighter than ever before, with a whopping 62% predicting that gold will command a larger share of total reserves, up from 46% last year. So, interesting indeed. Keep your eyes on that. But look, the story gets worse. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink says the United States is jeopardizing the dollar's reserve currency status. Now, everybody should be talking about this, because, like, what are we even saying at this point, right? I mean, it's the United States has had the ability, because of everybody trading off of the dollar, to do as they please with the dollar, because that's what everybody recognizes as the main trading currency. So you can kind of push people left and right and make things move the way you want to, because everybody needs what you have, right? Well, that changes. But let's see what the story has to say. So Larry Fink, right, CEO of BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, shared his view on the United States economy, future interest rate hikes, and the U.S. dollar's reserve currency status as Deutsche Bank Financial Services conference Wednesday. So the executive expects the Federal Reserve to hike interest rates at least 2 more times, emphasizing the Fed is not finished. Inflation is still too strong and too sticky. Okay, we'll go with that, right? We'll go with that. The Fed is going to have to be more vigilant, Fink said, noting that while the economy is more resilient than the market realizes, there are pockets of problems, such as the commercial real estate sector. Last month, the Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell hinted that the Fed may pause raising interest rates this month. I just don't see evidence of a reduction in inflation, or I don't see evidence that we're going to have a hard landing, the BlackRock executive opinioned. However, he downplayed the risk of a U.S. recession, noting that if it were to occur, it would likely be modest. So even with the countries getting out of the dollar, these are some of the things we got to ask ourselves. The dollar is created here and it's used here, right? And look at usdebtclock.org. Everybody should be accustomed to usdebtclock.org, CLOCK.org. Everybody should be accustomed to that, right? So when you go there, you can see what the total debt is for the United States. It's like 31 trillion. You can also see the gross domestic product. You can see how much money comes in from taxes. You can see how much of the 31 trillion belongs to the government and how much belongs to citizens. You can see the total assets in the United States of like 188 trillion and 150 trillion that belongs to the citizens. So in the United States, technically, we don't have a money problem in the United States. It's kind of like capitalism is booming. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're the seller, you can charge what you want, right? As long as somebody's going to buy it, whatever price you charge, everything's 100. So, the reason we're probably not stagnant or falling, right, is because we go to work every day, we pay taxes, and we purchase, right? We do business. Every United States citizen that's working and going out into the world, you're doing business, right? You pay your taxes come out of your check for work, and you go out there and you conduct business. You might buy a car, you might buy a house, you might do grocery shopping, whatever it is that you're doing, that's conducting business. So as long as you're conducting business, the dollars that are minted by the United States Treasury can flow left and right. Now, the perks of other countries dealing in the dollars is coming to an end. Obviously, that's why we're reading these stories. It's coming to an end. So that, I don't think, will be that big of a deal in the United States if we're all just using United States money as United States citizens. Now the other side of that is when you want to get goods from another country and they don't accept your dollar, well, the United States will have to conduct business in something other than the United States dollar because the other countries don't want it. So at this point, you've got to be, and again, there's like $188 trillion worth of assets in the United States. The debt's $31 trillion. So technically, the United States under their citizens have finance, and again, as a citizen, I mean, it sucks, but we are protected and given these quote unquote rights and everything else and protections as a United States citizen, right? So then the United States at any moment can use that and act out their authority and do what they would choose to do. I would only imagine. Don't know how that would work out, but I can only imagine the craziness could happen. But because other countries are the ones that are getting rid of or ceasing use and conducting business in the United States dollar, I don't think that innately means a bad thing is going to happen to the United States unless, again, we have to get stuff from other countries, which is where we find ourselves now. Like a lot of companies can't manufacture things that other companies need because they're unable to get the goods that they need from other countries because other countries probably aren't dealing in the dollar. They're like, yeah, we don't want the dollar, we need something else. And also, possibly sanctions and these possible conflicts that are going on. And then the things of traversing and moving goods via the water and or air. So when you start trying to look at all the factors, it starts to make more sense because cargo ships bring over supplies from other countries and food from other countries, right? So if, for instance, other countries don't want to accept payment in the United States dollar, then there's no cargo ship for you, and then you can't get the goods here that you need to produce the other goods that you need to do jobs, and then this becomes a hindrance and can cause financial problems to the United States because if citizens can't go to jobs and can't work, then they can't make money. If they can't make money, then they can't go spend money. If they can't go spend money, then the other people that they would normally spend money with don't have a job because there's nobody coming in to spend money. So you can see how this could quickly get bad if we're unable to do business, conduct business and do trade with other countries if we're not going to manufacture the things that we need here so that we can produce. And obviously we couldn't possibly manufacture everything here and produce everything here. So it puts us in a situation where the United States has to either get into gold themselves or get into crypto or something so that they can conduct business with other nations. That's just what I see. You know what I'm saying? Oh, wow. Oh, did you get to the end of that? I got there pretty quick. Do you guys think I got to the end of this video pretty quick? Look, we got 3 stories. Did I get to those 3 stories pretty quick? If you think I got to those 3 stories pretty quick, don't be afraid to hit that like button or get that comment section. Say, yeah, man, that was pretty quick. I enjoyed that. It was a lot faster than the other ones. Or if it was too fast, like, hey, brother, slow down a little bit. Take time. Give us all the information because we like hearing about what's going on in the financial side of the world. So, yeah, man. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to end it there. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I will catch you all in the next one.